If you want to say hi in the chat and where you're zooming in from. And hi, Courtney, Teresa, so good to see you. Nancy and Hilda's here. Tiffany's here. Oh my gosh, I missed everybody. I was out of town last week with my family, which was wonderful. And I am really, really excited to be back in the lounge with everybody today. We're going to have a conversation about flow state. Getting into the flow. So you can put flow in the chat just to anchor that with me. If you're on social, you can put it in the comments. And I'm really excited that you're all here because I had, contrast is always useful, right? So maybe put C in the chat if, even though we don't like contrast, meaning the unwanted experience, it's so fascinating to have a contrasting experience and then having like the opposite, right? And so spiritual teachers would say the contrast is useful in that it helps us appreciate when we have the shift. And some might say it's clarifying and all the things. So, and Teresa, thank you. I know the pool shot. I was like so uncomfortable posting that, but I was like, you know what? It's so fun to get into a kid-like energy. My son, for those of you that didn't see the post, we were in Mexico and he was begging me to go in the pool. And I don't like going in a pool unless it's like 95 degrees. It's just like, I need it to be like, the water has to be like hot tub level. But he was like, come in. So I thought I got to do this. And so we did a big cannonball contest. So it was beautiful weather and we saw whales and we saw beautiful sunsets and full moon. Anyone see the full moon last week? Really powerful. So I'm really, just so grateful for the nature and getting to look at the ocean and get out of routine. And one of the things that was really interesting coming back from being in nature and being out of routine and being out of the day-to-day normal stuff was I always experience a surge in the 2 C's. And I'm curious if you all have had this when you travel: creativity and clarity. Like almost every time, even if I go somewhere for the weekend and it's in my same state, if I'm out of routine, there's something about an increased clarity. Sometimes it's not comfortable to see the clarity, right? Something I need to change in myself or do differently. Sometimes it's really exciting clarity of a new vision. And then the creativity surges. And so, and that's what I think created a flow state, which we're going to talk about a little more deeply. So, so put C in the chat if you ever experience more creativity or clarity when you travel. I'd be interested to know, and in the comments if you're joining us on social. So, this is the flow experience I had. I had a couple things happen in the couple days since we've been back. One that I want to speak to happened on Saturday morning. I was working on, many of you are joining us for our New Orleans Write and Grow Rich retreat. It's coming up in a couple weeks. And I was working on all the preparation. We spend months planning for these. So put NOLA if you're coming to New Orleans with us in the comments or the chat, but we spend months and months preparing for these events. I'm working with Courtney on my voice. So I have my voice strengthened. There's hundreds and hundreds of slides of videos and strategy and mindset and all kinds of things. And Teresa, you're going to be there. I'm so excited. We have, 100 to 200 people in the room live. It's a huge event with just massive preparation. And I was feeling nervous. I was feeling a little bit of anxiety. I was re-entering from being away, knowing we have a few weeks left to go, wanting this to be just our absolute most transformational experience for all of you as possible. And the way that I do that is taking lots of walks and really visioning and journaling and meditating and doing the things to see what's going to support the best. And yes, Tiffany, I absolutely will share that right after this part of the story for sure. So what happened is that I decided, instead of spinning in my head, I needed to run a few errands. And so I went to a shopping area near my house that was outdoors, so I could really enjoy walking around and picking up some things for this event. So I thought, instead of just mulling over my to-do list, which isn't going to be creative, it's not going to be flow, I would just start putting together the music. We create playlists. Those of you that, Teresa, I always remember dancing with you at our retreats. So I was putting together the playlist, and I thought, I'm just going to put that playlist on and just turn it up really high in my earphones while I'm walking around and just get into some high vibration with the music. And the song that happened to pop on was Brave, right? So we all know that song, you know, I want to see you be brave. And I hadn't heard it in a while. And I was like, God, I got so sick of this song. Now I really like it again. And I'm walking around, and it just sort of lifted me. And suddenly I started having ideas. I started thinking of a new exercise we could do on day one. I started thinking of something really cool at our evening event on Thursday or Wednesday that we're going to have. So it started just kind of flowing. And I still felt scared. I think scared of putting it all together. I'm trying out to creating this new video that feels like a stretch for me. And I was like, oh, is it too much? Maybe I should scale back. And suddenly I'm just walking down this corridor, and there's a young man playing his violin just in this courtyard of this shopping area. And so it was beautiful. I love the sound of violins. So I stopped, and I was like, oh, I just want to honor, and I'm going to give some, contribute something to him, looking for some money in my wallet. And he starts playing Brave. He starts playing Brave on the violin. And it's like, what, it's what are the chances that I haven't listened to that song in so long? I'm not, and I'm in my mind walking through going, oh, should we be this ambitious? Should we have done this? Should we have, invested in this for this event? And then just with this beautiful violin, the single instrument. And I thought, is this for real? So I got out my phone, just making sure I have it on video, and we'll see, maybe we can send it out to him. This beautiful young man, so talented, playing, and of all the songs that I could have listened to that sort of lifted me up. And then I felt like that is the call and response of flow state. When we're allowed to drop the contraction, the mental spin, am I good enough? Is it okay? Is it, yes, holographic universe, right? Yeah, we source. I got myself in a different flow. I got myself in a different state, and I was able to receive an affirmation. To me, I call those signs, affirmations, whatever you want to call it. So that happened. Things like that happen multiple times over Saturday and Sunday this weekend, multiple times where something punched through the mental spin in the outer world and reflected back, hey, you're in flow. We got this. Just keep your mind on. So what creates flow for you? I want to hear, those of you on Zoom, you can put in the chat, like, is it nature? Is it meditation? Is it yoga? Is it listening to really loud music? Is it screaming and hitting the bed to move anger through your body? Is it what? I really love to know what do you notice? Because flow state sometimes just happens. And then we can also become masterful co-creators with it. Nature. Yes, for sure, Teresa. I mean, nature just levels it out, right? You get in nature and you're like, what? Why would I spin? Guided meditation, Tiffany. I love that. Being in a calm mind, Julia. Yeah, because I've got to drop down out of the amygdala, cortisol, oh my God, all the stuff and the to-dos and the money and what ifs. Get in the body, right? We get into the soul painting. Yeah, intuitive painting, your daily walk. Yep, Courtney, daily walk for me for sure when I'm home. Yep. Clean space, dawn on your desk, talking with an inspiring friend, coloring pages. I love these. So I'm going to offer everybody, there's so much great neuroscience research that getting out of routine can bring on flow state more frequently. So I'd love everyone, as your Thought Leader Lounge homework, your action step today, if you're up for it, to just think of one different thing. So maybe someone else suggested, those of you on social, I'm just reading out the ideas on Zoom, and then we'll go read yours after this. But maybe you're going to color like Courtney, or you're going to, who is painting? Nancy paints. You're going to take a walk like Courtney. Like, what if we do something a little bit differently? Because to have 4 in 48 hours, kind of big punch throughs, big signs and affirmations, I think happened because I was out of routine for a week, right? It was helpful to my brain. We get calcified, we get conditioned. Hey, Molly McGrath, awesome to see you on this Monday morning. Awesome, Hilda, you're starting karate. Yes, sound bath, so good. The other thing I started doing was I went on, I just had some painful emotions come up one day, and I went on YouTube, and I just went on and found Tibetan chanting monks, Om, just Om over and over and over. And I said, I'm going to sit here and breathe while looking at the ocean until this changes, not like I have to fix it, but just until there's a different state change. Right. And so I haven't done that in a while. So what's the thing you haven't? If your normal flow state is nature, maybe you try coloring or painting this week. If your normal flow state is yoga, maybe you run, or you do a rage room and break plates, or you go out with a friend, or you sing. I never realized, like, why do I always feel so joyful in December? And I was like, because I sing all the time. There's like Christmas music and I like it. So I sing along, and then the rest of the year I don't sing really very much. So I was like, why am I not chanting, right? These are state changing practices. Oh, I love that with Qigong, Tai Chi. Yes, it's huge on the nervous system. So we want to get into, Dr. Joe Dispenza always says, an elevated emotion and a clear intention changes the quantum. Right? Elevated emotion. What I did at that shopping area on Saturday was I got into an elevated emotion with the music. I let the music bring me to an elevated emotion. And then the clear intention was, I want to step out of the way and be a channel, not be in my head and be spinning and trying to create from my logical mind. Because nothing exciting for any of you is going to come from that retreat, right? It's going to come from the soul. It's going to come from the universe. So I'm really excited to have this conversation with everybody today, and to make a commitment this week to try something out of routine in service of opening up to flow. We can't control flow, right? There's a surrender to this. Certain days it's like, oh, I just feel anxious, or I feel whatever. And then we get to accept that fully and completely, deeply and completely accept ourselves. So what's coming up for you in this conversation? If you want to declare the different practice you're going to try this week, a different flow state practice, maybe you want to declare that. Maybe there's just something occurring to you right now about, have you been up here spinning when you want to be here creating? And what's going to help you shift gently and lovingly, and maybe trying something a little bit different, right? Courtney's already a singer, so something different for her this week, right? And so, or maybe Courtney hasn't been letting herself sing recently, right? I'm seeing Courtney on this spring. Yeah. Molly, you're spinning and you can't shift. That's where I was. I couldn't freaking shift. So maybe you want to try these. And I sat there and I did so many prayers of gratitude to these Tibetan monks who have graciously recorded that beautiful, powerful incantation for hours and hours that I get to be in, Mexico and pull it up on my phone when I need a shift, because nothing was shifting it. Molly, I was right there. Nothing was shifting it. And it will shift. And then we just follow the nudges. What do I think? Is it listening to the chanting? Is it singing? Is it painting? Is it crying? Is it, hitting the bed gently? Don't hurt yourself, right? But moving the feelings. Yes. Oh my God. So Molly, you're in it. I know I had just one of the worst rounds. Oh, I'm giving you a hug. I'm giving you a hug right here. I wish you were at my house right now. Molly's been to my house. I wish you were at my house and I could hold you. So I'm going to be energetically putting my arms around you. So this is our work this week in the Thought Leader Lounge. We get to shift. We get to breathe. We get to know we are supported. There's help here. And sometimes we just lovingly move ourselves enough out of the way. So I want to answer. Tiffany had a question about the New Orleans event, and some of you might have the same questions. I want to tell you what else is coming up this week, because it's a really exciting week in Thought Leader Land here. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about what we can do to make this a super powerful flow state week. All right. To answer Tiffany's question first. So the New Orleans retreat that it's called Write and Grow Rich is happening May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And we're all flying in, participants and team on Monday, May 1st, because we start doors open around 8 o'clock a.m. on the 2nd. and we start the retreat at 8:30 a.m. So you'll want to, unless you live locally and just drive in, you'll want to come in on Monday. And we have gorgeous rooms reserved for everybody at the, you can just talk to our team. If you don't have your room, you can stay right where the event is taking place in the French Court at the Ritz-Carlton. Alexis has the link here for you if you're on Zoom, and we'll put it in social. So Write and Grow Rich is May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You want to come in Monday so that we can start bright and early on Tuesday morning. And then it goes from 8:30 to 4 on Tuesday, 8:30 to 4 on Wednesday, May 5th. And then we have a special evening event where we're going to have a magic and manifestation night and have beignets and champagne and non-alcoholic drinks for those of you that prefer that. And we're going to have a really incredible night from 5 to 6:30 on Wednesday, May 5th. And then we have our third day, Thursday, May 6th. Oh, sorry, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So the dates are, so Tuesday, May 2nd, Wednesday, May 3rd, we end at 4 that day, and then have the special event from 5 to 6:30. And then on Thursday, May 4th, we start same time. We're going to have a great breakfast for everybody a little bit earlier on both those Wednesday and Thursday. And then we go until 3:00. That way, if you want to fly out that same evening and fly back to where you live, you've got a nice amount of time from 3 p.m. until the end of the day to fly out if you want to. Of course, you can stay longer if you want to as well. So those are the sort of content block times. Yes, we're so excited to see so many of it. And if you don't have, we have some spots left. If you don't have your spot yet and want to join us, definitely do that, and do that this week so we can make sure we have we are going to have phenomenal food for you. We always bring vegan options, vegetarian options, no sugar, dairy free, whatever you're going to need. In addition to those of you that are omnivores, we'll have phenomenal food. We have an incredible 3 days planned. And yes, if you have any questions, Alexis has her email there. So we're really excited to see you. If you want to bring friends, bring business besties, we will make sure to get them a spot. So that's coming up. So this week, today we're here together in the Thought Leader Lounge. On Wednesday, we have our $1 million talk masterclass. This is going to be fire. This is for those of you that want to get your message out through speaking, paid speaking, whether that's being on podcasts, virtual stages, conferences, giving keynotes. We're going to be talking about 5 ways that you can make $1 million or more through speaking as a thought leader. And whether you're just starting out or you've got an established thought leadership, that's going to happen. That's happening this Wednesday. It is free. We have Dr. Sonia Stribling joining me to teach. She is a credible, powerful, amazing woman. And you're going to be learning 5 ways that I have and other colleagues and other clients of ours have made $1 million or more on speaking. Okay. So there's the registration link. It's completely free. And you can come join us for that evening. From 6:30 to 7:30 this Wednesday, we have our Write and Grow Rich happy hour. So we'll talk more about the New Orleans retreat. We're going to do a writing prompt. We'll have some fun music, and it's going to be awesome. So that's on Wednesday evening, 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern. And then coming up right away next week, we've got Speak and Grow Rich. We've got all kinds of good stuff. So it's a really big week. And we're excited that you're here. You can email the team if you have any questions about getting into any of those events. We even have Double Your Impact and Income with a best-selling book on Friday. I mean, it's an action-packed week. So for today, decide which of those resonate. Which of these events is going to support you? Came to the lounge or you're watching the replay. We're going to work on a new way to get into flow, to create more flow so that we get out of routine and we increase clarity and creativity. And we feel the support that is here for us, that is wanting to, just lift us, to give us ballast, to put wind underneath, to be the rising tide, right? And then if you're excited about generating more income through speaking, come on Wednesday to that, come to the happy hour, the book workshop. You can come and hang out all week long and get really high vibe here. So those are events that we have coming up. And let's now take a breath. And drop down from the head into the body, into the soul. Let your jaw relax. Let your spine unknot and unwind. Let your shoulders drop down. Maybe roll your neck lovingly and gently from side to side. If it feels comfortable to close your eyes, or you can do a soft gaze, breathing in and breathing out. And just really starting to breathe into your belly. If you even want to put your hands right on your belly or on your hips, we're aiming to get into parasympathetic response. This is going to generate calming hormones. And one way to get more support and get into flow and receive that clarity and creativity is to ask. So I'm going to invite you to do a practice that I do at home. We're going to just do it together here in the lounge and ask for what you most need and want today. First, just let that bubble up to your heart. What do you most need and want? Is it comfort? Is it relief? Is it a download of your next big idea? Is it time? Is it money? What do you most need today? And then we're going to ask for it. You could say, please give me this money miracle or this creativity miracle, this time miracle, this health miracle, this love miracle, this support miracle, this relief miracle, this inspiration miracle, this clarity miracle, what you need. Ask in the form of a miracle. And then we're going to do 1 minute, which I'm going to time. One minute of silence. All you're going to do is breathe. Focus on your breath starting now. Deep belly breaths. And take a deep breath in. If you feel like stretching or moving in any way, in addition to that breath, go for it. And for the rest of today and this week, we get to follow the nudges. Okay, what is a nudge? To me, a nudge is where I just get that little idea, right? Hey, listen to the playlist. Go to this shopping center that I don't normally go to. Hey, go ahead and get that email out to that person now instead of putting it off. Oh, you know who you should call? So we're going to follow the nudges. Once you have asked, the answer is yes. The universe has already said yes to whatever you asked for. If you want to put in the chat the miracle you claimed for yourself today, a miracle to me, yes, it can be big, huge, incredible miracles. And it can also be something that just wouldn't have happened otherwise. I think a little differently. I stop, like Molly and I are talking about, spinning just a little bit. I suddenly think, oh, wait, like this could work out, instead of I'm so effed. Okay. So you can claim in the chat or in the comments, what miracle was it? A clarity miracle, a money miracle, a time miracle? What's your miracle this week? And then we ask, get silent, follow the nudges. Oh my gosh, I love that, Tiffany. Your daughter gets a full scholarship to Howard. I'm so holding that. Yes. Yes. Hilda called it a money miracle. Fantastic. Great. Really good. We're gonna want to see these on social too. What miracle? Yes, Amy, 1,000+ on your email list from your interview series. I love that, holding that for you. Yes. And then you follow the nudges. Amy might get a nudge to do an extra promo, or reach out to someone else and say, oh, hey, I could add this extra interview and this person has this big following. I totally forgot. I didn't even think about that, right? Following the nudges. The nudges are here. If I'm up spinning and catastrophizing and what ifing, and if we're going to play the what if game, let's flip it. Instead of, oh, what if it doesn't work? What if this falls through? What if it's a colossal failure? And then we're going to use what we talked about in the lounge. We're going to flip it. It's like, what if it does work? I like doing a 2-step. First, I like asking, well, what would be great about that? I heard this great guy on a podcast, and he said he had invested $250,000 in Facebook ads for a launch that he was doing. He was terrified. He was so on the edge, so stretched, so like not leveraged, but stretched in a way that didn't feel good. And he was freaking out. His mind couldn't let it go. 252. What if I lose it all? What if I lose it all? And he said, oh, well, then I'd have to move in with my parents and I get free babysitting. Sweet. That's the worst things. Like he was able to have enough mastery over his thinking to like, oh, okay, wait. All right, wait a minute. Like, so first, well, what would be good? Even though there would be other disastrous things, he'd lose his house, but I get free babysitting, right? And then what if it did work? What if it is? Because either way, we're just in the future making stuff up. So let's make up a good one. Teresa, I love this. First nudge is morning pages and then green juice. Yes. Yes. I love green juice. They had a juice bar right where we stayed, like right there. So every single morning after doing all my morning practice stuff, I just went and got this quart, and they had every kind of thing. So I'd be like, put in chlorophyll and spirulina and wheatgrass. And it was just so heavenly to have someone just make it for me every day. It was amazing. I love it. Robin, clarity, inspiration, and delight in designing your sweet new home. Beautiful. So put nudges in the comments or the chat. If you're going to play with this week, practice this week, asking, silence, follow the nudges. Yeah, they are here for us. I had so much fun working on the retreat after hearing Brave played on that violin. I raced home and I did like 100 new slides. So it's like, just like in the creative, I was just like, this is really fun. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to be in New Orleans with you all. I can't wait to pour in to this community. I can't wait to let us all have breakthroughs, right? It's not about me doing, it's me getting out of the way, right? Nudges, nudges, nudges. That's what we get. That's what, so Sarah's following, Robin's in, Courtney's in, Amy's in. Yes. All of us on Zoom. Yes. And those of you on social, we'll see you, right? Nudges, nudges. All right. So Teresa already got some nudges, morning pages, right? Free writing and green juice. If you got a nudge already, just sitting here in the lounge or during that moment of silence, you can claim it. If you want to share that and be witnessed, you can keep it private. It's exciting to know like we are guided. We are supported. It doesn't always feel that way. God, I freaking get it. I was, like I said, I got spun out on a few things and then I got to bring myself back. Like it is all, remember, great leaders turn everything, great thought leaders turn everything into a gift and opportunity. We don't look for the gift and opportunity, create the gift and opportunity out of that experience. If something feels like it's there, just getting you right, you say, okay, I'm so excited to see how this turns into a gift and opportunity. Right now, it looks like a big, huge, freaking mountain to climb, but there's a gift and opportunity here. Look, I love this. Tiffany was saying she's been nudged to come to the New Orleans retreat. It's inconvenient and strongly nudged to make it happen. Yes. How many of us feel that way? The nudges are not always convenient. The nudges, oh, especially when I get a nudge to let go of a certain food I'm eating or invest money, Tiffany, that I don't have time. I don't have your daughter's getting ready to go to college. It's like jumping on a plane. And I don't know, Tiffany, where you can tell us where you live, where you're flying in from and everything, but it's like, it's not freaking convenient. It's not. I'm a mom. I run 2 businesses. I have, people to take care of. I have a house, it's not convenient. And I love, and I'm so honored, Tiffany, that we get to be with you and that you're coming anyway. And that we get to know that there's a reason. There's something in that room that's for you that can't happen any other way. That's the only reason the nudge would be there, right? So any of us listening, whether, the nudge is to call someone, is to follow up with something, to write something today, to make an offer that you're scared to make. Yeah, Hilda, you're applying to become a trustee of an organization that campaigns for the rights of working mothers. Oh, and you got goosebumps. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So Tiffany has to come from Austin. It's not freaking convenient to go to New Orleans. No. Hopefully we'll have one in Austin soon, Tiffany. And then we'll come to you. Yeah. So we get to follow the nudges. They're there for a reason. They're there for a reason, whether it's a little thing like hearing that song twice and hearing on the violin when I was going, oh, are we being too ambitious? It's like, be brave, right? The song is like, no, go for it. Everything you got. Yeah. So cool, Hilda. So cool, Tiffany. All of you here. Yes. So let's just keep the belly breaths going, right? Short, shallow breathing up here in the chest gets us into spin. Deep parasympathetic breathing into the belly gets us into flow. Yes, Sarah. I know. I love that, Sarah. You're like, Sarah Cassidy is saying, I made the retreat reservations more quickly than I ever make commitments. I felt guided. Yes. Yes. There's something calling us there. I was like, New Orleans, why are we going to New Orleans? But it was like, the nudge came. That's where this one is. Yeah. So exciting. And we will do everything in our power to ensure that you get everything you came for and more. And that's the intention that we've set. So Tiffany's daughter's getting a full ride to Howard. Hilda's helping working moms, is like going to freedom fight and start a movement around this. Teresa, you're going to have your green juice and get those morning pages, and the ideas, the nudges are going to come through that writing. Yes. Yes. Money miracles, time miracles, love miracles, health miracles. We get to an elevated emotion and a clear intention. That's what it takes to make the quantum shift. And that's what we're going to be doing in New Orleans. That's what we're doing in Thought Leader Lounge. That's what we'll be doing at $1 Million Talk and Double Your Impact with a best-selling book. Yeah. Yeah, Courtney, this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. His sort of famous 2-part phrase is an elevated emotion, right? So elevating out of the muck of our conditioned fear-based thinking, combined with a clear intention to feel relief, or for that money miracle, or that time miracle, or that scholarship miracle, or that movement miracle that we've been hearing it, right? Elevated emotion and a clear intention moves the quantum. If we're just working in 3D, it's like, oh, I got to move this bottle. It's a lot of work. We can go straight to the quantum, create there, and let it flow in, right? So, let's try out something fun. If you want to end with putting in what new practice you're going to try, if you're going to try coloring because you've been singing, or you're going to try deep Om chanting because you've been running, and you're going to just do some, you're going to keep running. You keep doing your walk, but maybe you add in just one new thing this week to open up that creativity and that clarity and that flow. Yeah. So I'm going to think about mine before we end. I'm going to think about what's the new, different flow state. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing in the car on the way to pick up my son. No one will be in there. It will not bother him. And I did some chanting, but I'm going to belt it out. Yeah. Yeah. Tiffany said the quality of your life is based on the quality of your habitual emotions. That's exactly right. Yeah. I love Dr. Joe. I love that man. He's just powerful. He is just powerful. And you're all powerful. Okay. You're here in Thought Leader Lounge because you're leading your own thoughts, which allows you to be a powerful leader to everyone in your life. So that's what we're going to end on today. Join us Wednesday Million Dollar Talk. Join us Friday, double your impact and income with a best-selling book. Come to the retreat happy hour on Wednesday night if you want to come. And we will see you in the lounge next week and in New Orleans in just a few weeks. I can't wait. Yes, good. You're going to walk each day and listen to music, Tiffany. I love it. I love it. This was so good. Let's give each other either magic hands, heart hands, high tens, maybe jump on camera if you had to jump off really quickly if you're here. And yes, let's just put the events page. If you want to just go to one place and be able to come to everything, you can sign up there. I love you all. Really good work today. Hopefully see you Wednesday.